Hello all, and welcome to Alyx's World, a safe space for wrestling fans like you. We just got done watching the second episode on the Netflix era from Monday Night Raw. I'll be honest with you. I thought last week's episode was good. Big time star powered. Lots of storylines concluded, or at least certain aspects of the stories were resolved and new aspects were created. But I didn't feel like that particular episode left a lot on the table in terms of story progression, storylines, hooking us for next week. But whatever we didn't get last week, we got all of that this week. Now, last week's episode was a good episode. Overall, it was a good episode. I thought tonight's episode was far superior. This was a great episode of Monday Night Raw. From top to bottom. I had no issues with it. First thing I liked about this show, it wasn't 3 hours. This one was a very, very sweet spot, 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours. So now we know. They're not going to use the 3 hours when they don't need to. If they need to use the 3 hours, they'll use it. That also lets us know that there'll be some episodes where they might go over 3 hours. But 2.5 hours? I love it. I love it. I think tonight was an exercise in fertility. This was their way of letting you know we're not going to overstay our welcome. But we're not going to shortchange you either. This is what I want to see. I kind of wish SmackDown had this exact same flexibility. Because while Raw has the flexibility here on Netflix, SmackDown doesn't. SmackDown has to go 3 hours. Until, I think, later on this year. When is that? Around summertime? If not the spring, they will go back to 2 hours. But until then, they have to go 3 hours. And they have to fill it up, which is scaring me. Because this past Friday, we've seen that SmackDown some weeks can't handle 3 hours. I did not enjoy this past 3 hour episode of SmackDown. I enjoyed the first one. You know, the first one of the year. But we don't have to worry about that with Raw. They will not overstay their welcome. And I thought that helped the show exponentially. So the things that happened on tonight's show. The biggest thing that we'll talk about is the debut of Pentagon Jr., Penta El Zero Miedo, or what he's being called in WWE, Penta. Now, the WWE kind of spoiled themselves before the debut because they announced his merchandise, earlier this morning, before the actual debut? Although we knew it was Penta. We all knew it was going to be Penta. Still, they could have at least waited just a little bit longer. Nah, they got that merchandise out immediately. And I thought his debut could not have been better. Were there some kinks they could have worked out? Were there some sloppy moments during the match between him and Chad Gable? Yes. But despite all those things, which can be looked over, and quite frankly, the botches that people are hanging on, I can overlook them. Especially knowing that he hasn't really been wrestling all that much. So you're going from not wrestling in AEW for months, to now all of a sudden wrestling a completely different style in WWE. You noticed he was selling his ass off. The more, honestly, this is the most I've seen him sell. I've never seen him sell this much in Lucha Underground, in TNA, or AEW. So, clearly he's adapting to the WWE style, and it worked so well for him. It worked excellently for him. But he was wrestling Chad Gable, so he was in good hands regardless. The point is, they could not have done a better debut than what they've done. Love the presentation of his entrance. People don't like his theme song. I'm fine with it. I wasn't that bothered by it. And then the post-match promo where I believe I'm going to assume his daughter, perhaps some type of relative, you see them crying in the front row. You see them tearing up as he's cutting the promo. Actually, she was crying before the promo even started. She was crying before the match even started. But she was crying throughout the entire ordeal. And he's talking in English, but he's also talking in Spanish for the Mexican audience. And then he hits him with that Zero Miedo, and the crowd said it with him. And the fact that he got over almost too well here in San Jose lets me know he's going to do just fine. Now, I'm assuming Penta helps Rey Mysterio next week against the New Day. I have my thoughts about that. I do not think Penta is going to stay babyface for long. That I promise you. We'll get into that later. Congratulations are in order. The new and inaugural WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion is not Dakota Kai. My heart breaks for Dakota Kai. I thought she had a great match against Lyra Valkyria, but I think we've all kind of called this. We've been suspecting that she would win the moment she beat Io Sky. I think we all knew, all right, well, she's winning the IC title. There was a side of me that was like, man, I really hope Dakota wins it. No, she didn't win it. It went to Lyra Valkyria. Now, is that a bad thing? No, I think for me, look, I have nothing personal against Lyra Valkyria. I think in terms of an in-ring talent, this is just my personal opinion, in terms of an in-ring talent, she's well beyond where she should be. Keep in mind, she just started wrestling years ago. She's supposed to be a rookie. But this girl has shown us promise. Like, inside the ring, holy crap. She's excellent. Dare I say, one of the best female wrestlers they got. She needs to work on her character. Presentation could use a bit more tweaking. But once she gets that down, yeah, I can see her being a top player in the company. But you can tell the company has a lot of investment in Lyra Valkyria. Is that a bad thing? No. I understand it. I get it. I really wish they would have given the belt to Dakota Kai. I think Dakota Kai has done more than enough to earn it. More than enough. Not saying she can't win it down the line, but I felt like this should have been Dakota's moment. You could have always given the belt to Lyra in the future. But they see a lot of potential in her. And they are not at all shy to show you and show it. They really want you to get behind Lyra. And the fans are getting behind her. But just like Tiffany Stratton, who they've done a great job with, they've taken their sweet, sweet time with her. My biggest fear is that they're going to push her too hard, too fast. So, I'm fine with her being IC champ. I hope they play their hands right with her. For all we know, we'll start to see her improve more and more, and they'll develop her character a little bit more over time, right? And then maybe I'll become a bigger fan of hers. But, I don't know. For me, I felt like the right choice would have been Dakota Kai. That's me. I'm not writing WWE. I don't book this. Triple H is booking it. But I'm not mad that Lyra won. I'm not mad at that at all. CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Drew McIntyre have all announced they will be entering the 2025 Royal Rumble. This is a stacked Rumble. You got Roman, you got Cena, you got Punk, you got Drew, you got Seth. Who else do we know is entering? They better come up with the rest of it because what? When is the Royal Rumble? Was it 2 weeks from this Saturday? Wait a minute. Seriously? Let me look this up. It might be 3 weeks. I don't want to tell y'all wrong. Let me see. No, I was right. 2 weeks from this Saturday. It's coming up really fast. Why did I think we had like 3 or 4 weeks until the Royal Rumble. No, we got it in 2 weeks. All right. And then 1 week from this Saturday is Saturday night's main event. All right, then. Let's see what happens. Someone's telling me that the Wyatt Six and Final Testament story is over. I hope not. I did hear that the Wyatt Six got traded to SmackDown, to which I go, wait, in the middle of a storyline with the Final Testament? Now, them going to SmackDown, I agree with. But can they finish this storyline first? This feels unfinished. It feels unfinished. That's just how I feel about it. It better not be over. I'll be furious if that's the case. But them going to SmackDown, I'm 100% for. Along with Chad Gable and American Made. But, yeah, that's weird if they did that. I thought the main event, Damian Priest and Finn Balor, was perhaps their best match to date. They've had some good matches. This match, this what was it? What was it called? Was it a street fight? Just a regular street fight? Whatever it's called. This match was easily their best match to date. Without question. Without question. So, yeah, I'm proud. I'm very proud to have watched it. I thought the stuff they did was crazy. Loved the stretcher spot and then the false finish that allowed Damian Priest to come back and whip his ass some more. I do have a question, though. Anybody else thought it was kind of odd that Dominic Mysterio was not involved? Now, clearly that was on purpose. That was intended because there's dissension between Finn Balor and Liv Morgan. So Dominic Mysterio was listening to Liv. But it's weird that we never went back to that. Because I was thinking, like, after the match was over with, maybe Dom and Liv come out and laugh in his face and then say that the Judgment Day is splitting up. No. But speaking of Dom and Liv, the breakup has started. The breakup has started. Ever since Liv lost the championship, you can tell she's mentally gone. She separated herself from the group and Dom because Dom has no longer served his purpose. He no longer served his purpose. His purpose was to be something that she could use to hurt Rhea. And now that she's done with Rhea, she's done with Dom and Judgment Day. So that's going to be fun. But I'm looking forward to seeing what where that goes, where Liv and Dom go. But in terms of the Judgment Day, can we move on from it? Can we move on from it? I'm kind of over it now. I don't know. I just feel like, how do I put this? This is just how I feel. I've been over the Judgment Day for a while. Full stop. I was over the Judgment Day, honestly, while Rhea and Damian were still in the group. I was kind of over it. I'm just kind of over it, if I'm being honest with you. I just feel like now it feels pointless for this group to exist. There's no other reason for it to exist now, because now that Rhea and Damian have separated themselves, now that the feud is completed, feuds are completed, Rhea, Liv are done, Damian and Finn are basically done. What purpose does this serve? What purpose does Judgment Day serve at this point? If anything else, I think separating everybody, you can keep Finn with JD McDonough, but take Dom and Liv out of the group. Dom should be by himself. Maybe keep him with Liv, maybe put him with someone else. Honestly, I would have the LWO betray Rey Mysterio and have them join Dom, and Dom can lead the LWO. Turn them heel. Why not? Do that storyline where everybody just turns on Rey Mysterio. Penta turns on Rey next week, and then the LWO turns on him and joins Dominic Mysterio. That's what I would do. And let Finn and JD McDonough go about their own stuff and just separate the group. Just separate the group. That's what I feel. And see what you can do with them separately. Mix it up. Try new stories. That's just how I feel about it. Just maybe things can be a little bit more fresher. But yeah, we need to go ahead and be done with the Judgment Day. I've been feeling like that for a while. Now I'm just certain there's no reason for this to exist. So going forward, I'm looking forward to seeing how we dissolve this group. That should be the next direction of this group, how it dissolves. What do y'all think? How y'all feel about that? Anything else we talk about will be covered during the Raw review. But I thought it was a great episode. And last week's was good. But just good. I'm not going to say it was disappointing or it was like I expected more. I did, but at the same time, it was what it was on purpose because they treated it like a pay-per-view or a PLE. This felt like a regular episodic Monday Night Raw. And I think because they had the flexibility to go as long as they need to and not overstay their welcome, it felt even better. So, I thought it was great. Definitely going to be fun to talk about. We're going to go ahead and move towards the next portion of the show, which is the sponsorship. Of course, the shout-outs. Say hello to the people. And then we will get to the review portion of the show. I am currently waiting on my graphic designer to update the cover with Lyra Valkyria. So I'm going to give him a second to get that done. So while that's happening, we are going to go ahead and move things along here. Thank you all so much for joining me. You could have been anywhere here in the wrestling space. You chose me for your regular Raw review. So if this is the first time you're watching me, do me a solid favor. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Wow, your edit. Help expand the brand by doing the following things. Join the membership. Click that join button and get the opportunity to request a video of your choosing, whether it's a live reaction, a hot topic, or a review, past, present, or future. Also, don't forget to give thanks. Hit that super thanks if you would like to donate. After the fact, you can also like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, just Alyx Central. Give me a follow on Instagram, give me a follow on Spotify, give me a follow on Cameo, give me a follow on Threads, follow us on Discord, follow me on Blue Sky, where the skies are clearer, and give me a follow on TikTok, for I am the chickest of the talkers. Quick update on TikTok. We are currently in limbo. As of right now, unless someone buys it, unless the Supreme Court makes a stay or decides to overturn the ban, this will be the last Raw I plug TikTok. So by this time next week, it will either be banned or it will still be here. I am hearing that, well, I'm hearing two things. I am hearing that legislation has been put in place. A bill has been put in place to extend the ban from happening for at least, 270 days? Yeah, so we'll have an extra extension before the ban for 270 days while they figure out what to do. The other portion I'm hearing, and I hope it's not true, I'm hearing Elon Musk wants to purchase TikTok. I hope not. I'm letting you know right now, if Elon gets his grubby hands on TikTok, I might not be on there. Because he already screwed up X. You already know he's going to screw up TikTok too. But keep your eye on that one. But until then, I will remain the chickest of the talkest. Donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, Venmo. And yes, Super Chats are officially on you. Can donate at any point in time during the broadcast to get your thoughts played live on the air. Email me at justalyxsworld@gmail.com for business inquiries, just to say hi, and get yourself a t-shirt today and Pro Wrestling Tees and Teespring. Are you a Just Alyx guy? Then join the club. Get you an I'm a Just Alyx guy t-shirt. Hot off the press. Also get you an old school Deluxe Man t-shirt, get you a new school Alyx's World t-shirt, and many, many more t-shirt designs coming your way. So stay tuned. Join the cause. Expand the brand today, right here in Alyx's World. thank you to the lovely people over at SeatGeek. SeatGeek is here to offer you a sweet, sweet discount on any ticket purchase. Now, we're currently in the midst of football season. Playoffs, Super Bowl, the pigskin. Now, I want you guys to know something. I am an avid football fan. I love football. I know a lot about football. Down, set, hut, the end zone, touchdown. I know about that stuff. John Elway, Peyton Manning, my knowledge. That's right. That's right. I am a football expert. And I'm not just saying that because the Texans are currently in the playoffs and did not lose this week. And I'm totally not going to flip and say I hate football if they lose. But if you are a great football fan and you like football and you're going to go to one of these lovely events, you can use my promo code JustAlex at checkout when you buy yourself a ticket at SeatGeek. What does that do? That gets you $20 off. Maybe you're not a fan of football, which I can understand, because your team is not in the playoffs, like my Texans. Watch them lose next week. Anyways, maybe you like professional wrestling. Maybe some concerts. Same thing. Go to SeatGeek. Get whatever tickets you want, and you can use my promo code. So if that's something you are interested in, then how's about we get a quick word from our sponsors before we get to some shout outs. Today's video is sponsored by SeatGeek. If you're a wrestling fan looking for access to great seats for any wrestling event near you, then you want to use this app. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek stands as the unrivaled #1 ticketing app in the market today. SeatGeek constantly delivers incredible deals on ticket prices. When you're exploring the app, keep an eye out for the special green dots that mark the best deals. What's even better is that every ticket you purchase is backed by SeatGeek's buyer guarantee, with the option to return your tickets and even swap them before the events. So here's an exclusive for you. If you click the link down below and use the promo code JustAlex, you can get $20 off your first purchase. Yes, $20 off any ticket that you purchase using the promo code JustAlex. This is a sweet deal that you could use literally right now. So don't wait. Click the link, download the app, and join the SeatGeek family today. Alright, thank you all so much for joining me. Please show your love to the Mod Squad. Ultra! Shine 97 Fires of Heart, Elias, Damian, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Cleo does everything. Highway dealing danger. The Mod Father, Teflon Don, Zeno Enigma, the graphic designer, the guy that makes all these amazing covers, and of course Big MGM. All of these people help keep this a safe space for wrestling fans like you and like us. Speaking of graphics, give me 1 second while I update the Raw graphic. It's just going to take me 2 seconds, as long as I can make it quick here for a minute. I think I'll be able to move quickly. Alright, I think I have it. Okay. That should do it. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna go over here to make sure yep, there it is. Lyra Valkyria, ladies and gentlemen, is your new IC champ. Looking good, looking good. Alright, back. Back to the lovely people over here. As always, be sure you like the video. The more you like the video, the more opportunities I will be given to be recommended here on YouTube. So boost that algorithm by hitting that like button. The first person I saw walk into the chat is a very noteworthy person, ladies and gentlemen. Your current reigning, defending, undisputed Super Chat champion of the world, Corporate Clyde. Corp CA is in the building. Good to have you, sir. Walking in his two-piece suit. Quick reminder that he will be defending his belt in 2 weeks at the Royal Rumble. Noteworthy because the man that's coming for him, Three Diglets, unfortunately will not be able to make it. He will be live at the event. And so, more than likely, the next time we see Corp CA versus Three Diglets will either be at Chamber or at WrestleMania. We'll have to find out. But the champ is here! And it's good to have him here. Who else is here, by the way? Ben James. Ben James just became a member? I must have missed that. Well, Mr. Ben James, thanks for becoming a member. I told people before, if I get enough people who sign up for memberships, what I want to start doing is wrestling live reactions to retro shows. You know, I don't want to do reactions to current shows because I want to separate myself from A&B combos and all of them. I would like to do retro shows reactions. So if I get enough people joining memberships, I'll do just that. But thank you, Ben James, for joining me. I see Kratos Gal. That's it, right? Kratos Gal 342. I see the Bulldog Show Gaming. Matthew Ankteal, good to have you here, sir. It's been a minute. Former Super Chat champion Debit Money. Debit Money Adams. Debit Adams says, good Raw. End it when it needed. It wasn't drawn out just to fill 3 hours. That's exactly what it needs to be. Joe Shipley in his house. Good to have you here, sir. Let me scroll down a little bit. Aaron Teagle. The man with the plan, the wrestling historian, Steven Sanders, is also here. Steven says, Penta is mega over immediately and didn't have to go through glass or take a thumbtack super kick to the face to do it. The shade has been thrown at Tony Khan, and you're absolutely right. Might have to give him something to bite off of when we talk about Penta. Trust me, we gonna get to it. Higurashi, YouTube member Higurashi is here. Mike Pringle at Snark. I also see, scrolling down. Speaking of royalty. Ladies and gentlemen, you know where they walk in the building, you have to stop. Look and watch. And understand that greatness comes in many forms, but not like this. The premier wrestling reaction channel here in the YouTube space. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to A&B Combos Wrestling Edition. A&B is in the building. Their family, show them love. Show them love, ladies and gentlemen. And they say hit the like button. Do what they say. When B says hit the like button, you better hit that like button. Let me see what else is going on here. I see Rickety.
Rewatched Penta's debut. Yeah, this guy is the real deal. Lots of swag, lots of passion, great fit, great song. I'm buying his mask right now.
Zero Miedo! That, my friends, is former Super Chat champion 3 Diglets dropping a $10 and showing that love to Pentagon Jr. We appreciate you, sir, and you're absolutely right. Them masks are about to sell like hotcakes. They're about to blow up. Craziness. Chad Gable is walking in the shadow of Kurt Angle. Oh, yeah. In every aspect. You're right about that. Let me see here. We can do a couple more. Anthony A. I see Aaron. Ooh, what's this? Aaron. Hearing that you're a football fan, if NHL expands to Houston, as they plan to, do you think you'd pick up watching hockey? I don't know, y'all. I don't know about hockey. Hockey? Hockey sounds lame. Like, you got a stick and you... What is that? You skate? You skate and hit around a puck in a net? That sounds boring. That's boring, y'all. It's boring. It's not as fun as football, an American sport, which takes actual skill and training. Something that the Houston Texans have. You get me? So, I'm a real American because I like football. We don't got time for no hockey. We Texans, we don't skate. It ain't cold down here. We too close to the equator. Get that crap out of here, you and your skating rinks. I would stop. But yeah, if we get a hockey team, I'm pretty sure I would get behind them too. I'm a fan of all Houston teams. All Houston teams. Anyways, all right. Let's go ahead and move things along. Thank y'all so much for being here. If I don't say your names, not because I hate you. I do want to go ahead and get to this show. Also, 3 Diggers and Corp CA are in the building, so we'll have to see how they continue their storyline, because you know they're building their story in the live chat. Let's see what they end up doing. Ladies and gentlemen, we were live in San Jose, California. Before I even start reviewing, please be sure to keep your prayers up for the people suffering in Los Angeles right now. The fires are still going on. I've heard, from the last time I've heard about it, we've gotten help from Mexico. We've gotten help and resources from other people to come help put down the fires, but we're not out of the woods yet. People are still losing their homes, losing their lives to this wildfire. So please, in all sincerity, like keep your hands out, keep your hearts open, keep your minds open, and be the change that you want to see, and show grace, and just be there, man. Be there for the people who are suffering, because that's what America is. If you're able to donate, please donate. Red Cross, I mean, they were advertising it on WWE. If you can donate to Red Cross, do so. Do so. Let me see. I'm trying to figure out if I could. I'll do it later. I might post a link where you can donate in the description to help some of y'all that need to. 1 second. All right, so they were in San Jose, California. Let me see what the attendance is. I'm pretty sure they sold out. According to WrestleTix, tonight's Monday Night Raw, yeah, huge crowd. Over, what is that, 14,000? 14,000 live in San Jose. Massive crowd. For the debut of Penta 2? Oh my goodness. Love it. Love it. 14,000 live. That's a huge crowd. And I liked that we opened up the right way. We opened up with CM Punk coming out to basically announce he's going to be in the Royal Rumble. He's interrupted by Daniel Rollins because Punk thought he was done with him. Oh, no. We're far from done with this. I told y'all. I told you that this is far from over. And apparently, Drew's not done with them either. I'm not finished with you. So Drew and Seth have now come back to haunt CM Punk. Essentially, they've all entered the Royal Rumble. Number one, I love when these three get together. You can tell it's all a shoot. It's scripted, but the delivery is not scripted. They basically told them, go out there, have a little fun, hit your bullet points, ramble off against each other. You can tell that there's enough respect there to where they could shoot on each other. And I like it. It feels real with them. All three of them. And for me, I think it just helps. It really helps all three. So, we have to remember, Drew is bouncing between different feuds. He's kind of like what's a good word for it? There's no actual term I could find to describe him, but he's someone that's just kind of mitigating between different storylines, different feuds. He's involved with the Bloodline, he's involved with Cody, he's involved with Kevin, he's involved with Punk, he's involved with Seth, he's involved with Sammy, he's involved with Jay. And so that's kind of what Drew is doing right now. And I kind of like that. It's a good spot for him. But whatever he is, it's great for what's happening between Seth and Punk, because you can see Drew's having a little bit of an influence on Seth. You can see Seth slowly but surely becoming more dark and starting to act and sound like Drew. And Drew pointed that out. We'll have to see what happens. I would love to get a triple threat match. Let's get a triple threat match between these guys. Screw it. Couldn't hurt. I was kind of hoping we would get it tonight or next week, but we're not. So we're going to do Seth and Drew next week. Interesting call. But yeah, they're all entering the Rumble. I still have John Cena winning. That's my original pick to win the Rumble. But if I have to have a second person win, CM Punk. I think CM Punk would be great. You have CM Punk win the Rumble, then you have Seth win the world title, and then Seth and Punk can go on to fight for the world title at WrestleMania. Something to think about. You can have Seth win the title in the Elimination Chamber if you wanted to. So right now, top 2, John Cena, CM Punk. Those are my top 2 to win this upcoming year's Royal Rumble. And I know a lot of people are like, ugh, John Cena. For what the storyline is, and because this is his last Royal Rumble, why the hell not? This will be the only time and the last time I advocate for John Cena to win anything. Ever. Because he's going to retire. Now people are saying, I don't think he's going to win. And you're right. You know, I think for the storyline, it would be better if John Cena did not win. But, you know, I just feel like it's just more appropriate. Also, no John Cena tonight. I was thinking he would be at every show. Nope. He wasn't here tonight. That's interesting. Anyone else just thought that was kind of odd? No Cena tonight? Maybe he'll appear next week. He better. They better have him on every show going forward. Regardless whether he appeared or not, the main focal point was going to be the debut of Penta El Zero Miedo, Pentagon Jr., or just simply Penta. So Chad Gable and Penta had what I thought was one of the best debut matches we've seen in a while. But let me talk about everything before the match. Because we see Chad Gable get inside the ring, and great reaction. Crowd is really behind Chad. He is walking in the footsteps of... By the way, thank you, 3 Diglets, for donating to American Red Cross. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate that. If you can, follow in his footsteps. Chad Gable is walking in the shadows of Kurt Angle in every aspect. The way he wrestles, how he carries himself. And he's very good. Here's the thing about Chad Gable that I appreciate. Both him and Kurt Angle are great at getting over in losses. That's a skill. That's a very important skill to have. Not a lot of people are able to get over in a loss. To where even though you lose, it doesn't really hurt your momentum. It actually makes people appreciate you more. And this was an example of how you get over in a loss. So, we all knew it was going to be Penta. He comes out. Love the presentation. The lights go out. Fire behind him. And the theme song I thought is great. There are those who didn't like it. I love it. It's great. And then the lasting image. And I want to get this right. I think it's his daughter. If it's not his daughter, it's someone in his family. But I'm going to assume it's his daughter. The lasting image is we see him get inside the ring, and the first thing you see is his daughter crying. Just overwhelmed by this moment. Crowd's chanting, Penta, Penta, Penta. And these two go in there and have an excellent match, man. The back and forth. You see Penta selling, which threw me off. I'm like, what is happening? What is this? He's selling the leg? Storytelling? Drama? I'm not used to Penta selling anything. I'm not. Like, think about in Lucha Underground and even in AEW. This man doesn't sell. He'll take a freaking Canadian Destroyer and then get right back up and hit one on himself. Hit one himself, excuse me. I don't know. It just feels weird, but it's refreshing to see him actually selling the leg throughout the match, which put over Chad Gable. It made Chad Gable feel like a monster. And there were some spots that were scary that they did. The belly to belly into the corner was nasty. Oh, it was nasty. There was a lot of things they did that I thought made both of them look good. There was a Canadian destroyer. My bad. There was a Mexican destroyer. What's the difference? It's done by a Mexican wrestler. Mexican destroyer that looked so goddamn sick. I'm going to say this right now. I love the Penta driver, or made in Japan, the Penta driver. That Mexican destroyer should be a finisher. That should be a finisher. Seriously. If they make the Mexican destroyer his finisher, I will love them. I will love the WWE for the rest of eternity. I will bow at the feet. I will kiss the ring, the feet, the throne of Triple H if he made the Mexican destroyer Penta's finisher. Because I am so sick of that move not finishing a match. I cannot stand that the Mexican destroyer does not end matches. Canadian destroyer, Mexican destroyer, whatever you want to call it. That is a finisher. Not a signature move, that is a finisher. I'm off my soapbox. Regardless of that, the Zero Miedo was over. His presentation was great. The promo afterwards, where he's emotional, he's speaking in English, he's addressing his Mexican fans. And then he says, this is a new era, and my name is Pentagon Jr. as Cero, and the crowd said it with him. Just great stuff all around. Man, what a moment. That could not have gone any better. Yes, were there some sloppy moments during the match? Okay. Could the promo have been executed better here and there? Maybe. If you really, really want to nitpick, there are things that could have been better. There are things that they could have improved. But in terms of the moment, the overall moment, you couldn't have made a better moment for him. This was one of the best debuts they've done in a while. And this is where I look at Tony Khan and I go, you fucked up. You fucked up, Tony. You are now essentially a feeder system for WWE. Now, after seeing how well Penta has been presented, you already know every single AEW star at this moment is looking towards the door. And they're telling themselves, you know what? If Tony Khan isn't going to present me like that, I know the WWE will. Whether it's Raw, SmackDown, or NXT. And you already know fans are mad at Tony right now for holding Ricky Starks and, of course, Rey Fenix hostage. Huge mistake. Honestly, the more I think about it, it's probably going to be even better for Rey Fenix now that he's going to come in separate from Penta. Penta can still, have that babyface run. I see him going heel and then maybe going babyface when Rey shows up. Or maybe Rey shows up and then they become a babyface tag team. I don't know. But, yeah, I just personally feel, this is just my personal opinion, there's a lot of time from now until Rey Fenix comes in, where Penta can get a singles run in. A very strong singles run and get himself over. And we're going to see what it looks like when you actually make a star. Because Tony Khan is no longer in the business of making stars. And every single talent that's watching Pentagon from AEW, they'll look at what they're doing with him and they're going to go, you know what, Tony? Thanks for the money, dude, but I want to go be a star. If Tony Khan hadn't been such a dick and actually cared about the talent, Penta would still be in AEW. And all this could have been done in AEW. He never pushed Penta to be a single star or to win a championship. You know the WWE is. He's going to get over by himself. And he's going to be massive. People are already talking about dream matches. You already know we got to do Penta versus Seth, Penta versus Drew, Penta versus GUNTHER, Penta versus Damian, Penta versus Finn. Oh my God, that's just Raw. Even though we already saw Penta versus CM Punk in AEW, maybe we do it again in the WWE ring. It might be even better. Penta versus Mysterio, Penta versus Dragon Lee, Penta versus... Oh my God, we'd be here all day. We'd be here all day. But that's what it should be. That excitement is what we should be creating. And AEW just isn't doing it no more. Because they're no longer in the business of building buzz, of creating stories, of creating characters, of creating interest. It's just dream match, dream match, dream match, dream match, dream match. You gotta give people a reason to care. Lucha Underground stood that. Lucha Underground understood that. TNA understands that. NXT understands that. AEW doesn't. And that's a shame. So, Penta has shown us that it's just better to be in WWE. Full stop. Full stop. So I look forward to seeing how well he's put going forward. He is going to be massive. Massive in WWE. Give it a year. He'll be either the top babyface or one of the top babyfaces in the entire company. Give it a year. If you think I'm lying. But they did an excellent job. As for Chad Gable, move him to SmackDown. Move him to SmackDown. Looking forward to seeing what they do here. So there is dissension in the ranks when it comes to the Judgment Day. I like that Liv and Finn are still being petty with each other. Liv is no longer women's champion. And Dom is now he's in the hot seat. He's in trouble. The ice house, if you will. He walked in with some flowers because he tried to give Rhea Ripley a hug and tried to bury the hatchet, and Liv saw it, and Liv is mad at him. Clearly. And he tried to give her flowers. Liv threw that shit away and said, now go park my car, or go to the car and get something, whatever. Yeah, the breakup is happening. Dom has served his purpose. She was using Dom to hurt Rhea Ripley, and he no longer is useful to her because now she can't hurt Rhea. The feud's over with. So she is mentally done for the time being with Dom. Dom is not done with her, so she's going to punk him out. And then the breakup will be interesting. That's at least the next that's the next progression of the story, if that makes any sense. Moving on. I think after this, we got Ludwig Kaiser, who lost to Sheamus. Sheamus had a very good match against Ludwig Kaiser, and Sheamus will be taking on Braun Breaker for the IC Championship at Saturday night's main event. Oh man, that's gonna be a good match. That's gonna be fire, yeah, fire. Seth announces he's fighting Drew next week, right? And this is the interesting part. So Seth Rollins runs into, of all people, Sami Zayn. Mr. Sami Zayn and Rollins got themselves into a bit of a tit for tat. And Seth admits it was a rough week for him, before saying it was a great week for Sami. Because Roman won the Ulafala. And so Sami's going to keep helping him, right? You're going to help him win the Royal Rumble, become champion again? When will you stop helping Roman and look out for yourself? So we're setting the storyline up for Sami to want to go for a championship, to want to go for the world title, right? Which is where he should be. I've been said Sami has been world championship material since 2022, if I'm being honest. No, 2023. Remember, like, Montreal? Chamber? Roman? Yo, man, I can't be one of the only people saying I kind of wish Roman would have beaten Roman. Roman would have lost the belt to Sami, excuse me. I kind of wish Sami would have beaten Roman. And, it was since then I was just like, yeah, like, I don't see him winning anything else. And so the very next year went from fighting for the world title, the top title, to fighting for the IC title. And now it's kind of like, well, we got to get him back to fighting for the world title again, which is what this storyline is meant to do. So, yeah, I do think we need to put him in that world championship picture. I think there was nothing else to add to that. Except Seth is continuing to tease. He's continuing to tease a heel turn. You see it happening. You see it coming forward. It's about when. Matter of when, not if. Karrion Kross leaves Adam Pearce's office with The Miz and found out that the Wyatt Six has been moved to SmackDown. So we're not going to finish this feud. We're not going to finish the feud between the Final Testament and the Wyatt Six and The Miz. Weird choice to just move them to SmackDown and not finish the feud unless we're moving the feud over to SmackDown. I would like that. Personally, they probably need to do that. Just move all the feuds that you have to SmackDown, because SmackDown is 3 hours and they need to be there. So yeah, that's probably what they're going to do. Now, that's neither here nor there. Miz gets into a tit for tat with Sammy and says, "You's a bitch." And Sammy's like, "What you say about my mama?" And then they have a match. And Sammy whips the ass. He whooped that ass. He whipped that ass very well. He beat Miz clean in the middle of the ring. Because Miz is a loser. You know who's not a loser? Your current NXT champion, the Ruler. Obafemi was in the house. That man looked good. He looked good with that NXT title. I am a huge fan of Obafemi. I look at him, and every single time I look at him, I go, where the fuck did Shawn Michaels find this big bastard from? Because he is amazing. Gunther! Nah, 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 nah. Gunther comes out. He is confronted by Yeet! Jey Uso, basically saying he wants a shot at the title, and Gunther's like, really, bitch? You want a shot at me? Remember all those times you came after me when I was IC champ and you got that ass whooped? Did you forget about that? What makes you think you can whip my ass and I'm a world champion? And I go, well, damn. Like, he has a point, Jay. Like, what you gonna do, son? He's making valid points. Can you actually beat this man? No, you can't. You can't. Shh. You can't. No one believes it. But Jay cut that passionate promo and say he's gonna fight Gunther at Saturday Night's Main Event. All right, well, at least he can lose with grace. Sorry, I don't see Jay beating Gunther. But look, I didn't see Jay beating Braun Breaker either. And guess what happened? So, never say never, but I think Gunther retains. That's just something to hold him over. Lyra Valkyria versus Dakota Kai for the Women's IC Championship. Intercontinental Championship inaugural championship match. Match was very good. I'll even say the match was great. Crowd was very receptive of both women. Again, I wanted Dakota Kai to win, but I figured, and I've been figuring this since she beat Io Sky, that they were going to give it to her because Lyra, well, first off, the first feud she's going to do is against Becky Lynch, number one. That's one of the reasons she did it. That's one of the reasons why she won and why they did it. But they see potential in her. We all see the potential in Lyra Valkyria. I think she has all the makings to be a top female star. She's gorgeous. She's great inside the ring. Once she finds that character, you get that story arc, you get her a purpose, I can really see her becoming someone massive on the main roster. But it's got to be a certain feud, a certain character that she connects with, that she comes up with, that helps people see that. So, I'm thinking about this for a little bit because now that she's IC champion, are we just going to go right into a feud with Becky Lynch? They can. Maybe they'll, I don't know, maybe they'll have her fight someone else. There's plenty of women on Raw for her to fight. She can fight Io Sky. She can fight Kairi Sane. But it's looking like the feud they want to do is Lyra versus Becky Lynch. So that should definitely be quite the feud to do if they wanted to. My heart breaks for Dakota Kai. I desperately wanted Dakota Kai to win this IC title. She should have won the IC title. We all agree on that, right? But no mas. Rhea Ripley comes out. Your women's champ comes out. She is interrupted by Nia Jax. What show is this? The hell? Yeah, Nia Jax just showed up. Okay. And she's like, I want a shot at your title. While also wanting a shot at Tiffany Stratton's title. I'll be honest with you. I actually enjoyed this segment. I thought Nia Jax was very good in the microphone. I can't believe that just came out of my mouth. Nia actually cut a good promo. She worked with the crowd. She got that heat. She was actually better at the microphone than Bayley was. Oh my God. That's bad. But San Jose loved Bayley because it's her hometown. Bayley walked inside the ring. But Nia Jax took them both out, and then eventually 2-on-1 took her out. So I don't know. Like, that was weird. Like, Nia Jax showing up for some reason. But I'm assuming she's entering the Women's Royal Rumble, which is why she's there alongside Bayley. And people did mention this, and I'll mention this here too. While Rhea Ripley was looking forward, Bayley glanced at the women's title. Now, I said Charlotte Flair would be coming for that women's championship on Raw. But what if Charlotte stays on SmackDown and fights Tiffany Stratton? Maybe they're teasing Bayley versus Rhea Ripley. Something to think about. Quite frankly, yeah, Bayley needs some kind of a revamp in her character because she is dry. She has not been all that interesting since she essentially turned babyface, sadly. But regardless, we'll see where that goes. Main event, Damian Priest versus Finn Balor. Finn Balor street fight. This was great. They brawled everywhere. That Falcon, what is it, a Falcon Arrow? The sit-out Falcon Arrow, if I said that right. Sit-out Falcon Arrow off the balcony through some tables. That spot was nuts. Right before the commercial break, that spot, not a lot of spots popped me. What made that spot crazy was as they was coming off the balcony, you see Damian Priest holding Finn Balor for seconds before dropping off the balcony and hitting the tables with the Falcon Arrow. That was amazing. That was a great spot. And I love that we came back from the commercial break to Finn Balor being carried out on a stretcher. That was cool. I like that false finish there because it's like, oh my God, this is how it's going to end? Is it going to end with him on a stretcher? That would be crazy. Nope. Damian Priest said, not like this. Not like this. And then chaos ensues with Judgment Day interfering, but Damian Priest gets some help from the War Raiders, who take out, JD McDonough and Carlito. Dominic Mysterio's nowhere to be found. What's that about? We know what it's about. But when it was down to Finn Balor and Damian Priest, the match was still great. The coup de grace through the table was crazy. Damian Priest, of course, hitting the Razor's Edge through a table was a nice touch. And then the ending was him screaming, I am not thy brother's keeper! And hit him with the South of Heaven and pinned him 1, 2, 3. And yeah, that's when the show went off the air. Just 2.5 hours. No Dominic Mysterio. No Liv Morgan, no Dominic Mysterio. That is clearly a storyline plot point. We need to go ahead and end this Judgment Day. We need to go ahead and put it into it because, quite frankly, it served its purpose. But yeah, I think we're beginning that now. Dom did not help. Liv did not help. So whatever happens with the Judgment Day, we'll have to see where that goes. But overall, I loved the show. Thought it was a better improvement from last week. Because last week was lacking storyline progression and character development. This one had all of that. We got all of that what was missing, and it worked so well. Because they didn't overstay their welcome, which I liked. So, give me your thoughts about Raw. Give me your grades, 1 out of 10. A, B, C, D, E, F, blah, 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 blah. Let me know how y'all feeling. I'm going to read some comments. By the way, I might dip in just a second because I'm feeling a little tired. But I'll read some of your comments before I go. Oh, let me see here. First off, thank you guys for showing love to Los Angeles, and those of you donating, thank you so much. Thank you for donating 3 days. That was really nice of you. JJ Bulldog says Penta is main event material. We agree. Aaron gave me shades of Angle versus Mysterio. A little bit. A little different though. The Mexican Destroyer is definitely a finisher. Ronwell, you have no idea. Taron Jones, Petey Williams did not create this move for it to not be a finisher. I will be pissed off if it never becomes a finisher again. Let's see here. Ricky Starks is not doing anything in AEW. Exactly. I don't know why he won't get released, but he'll probably get presented like Penta has been presented. Let me see here. Penta versus Dragon. Ooh, Ilya Dragunov versus Penta? All day, every day. Penta versus Roman. Oh, that's good. That's good. Penta versus Sheamus. Ooh, y'all cooking. We cooking now. That's good. Let me get some scores in. Let me see. People are saying 8 out of 10 from Dylan Danger. JJ gives it an 8 out of 10. Joker gives it a 7 out of 10. Matthew gives it an 8 out of 10. Joseph Winters gives it an 8 out of 10. Lauren Bates gives it a 6.9 tsunamis out of 10 for Raw tonight. Just make it a 7. Laid Back Libra, what do you think Liv Morgan's is going to do from here? Well, she needs to break up with Dominic Mysterio to go anywhere, so that's first. Imagine if the LWO turned on Ray and Penta tagged with Ray to take them out. Wow, we'll have to see about that one. Your Champ Corp CA says, I can see Logan Paul eliminating a favorite in the Rumble. Ooh, a favorite? Who? Punk? What if he eliminates Cena? What if Logan Paul eliminated John Cena? Oh, that would piss me off, honestly. And you know Cena would eat his ass alive. Let me see here. Penta is going to be a star. Oh, 100%. Let me see. One Rail says, look, I like Penta as a main event material. Let me read this again. I like Penta as a main event. Yeah, I say it right. I like Penta as a main event material. I just don't think he should be in the Royal Rumble just yet. If he's in the Royal Rumble, I need him to be last longer. I need him to last a long time, right? I gotcha. Imagine if Logan Paul eliminated John Cena. Oh, they would hate him forever. Nah, I need Cena to eliminate Logan Paul. I don't even like the fact that he's in it. A&B Combo says Raw was 8.5. Penta debut was fire. Who do you ultimately want to see him feud with? Well, Rey Mysterio, number one. Start there. Turn heel on Rey Mysterio and do that match. I'm thinking else. Who else could he fight? Well, let's get all the singles feuds in before he teams with Rey Fenix next year when Rey comes to WWE. I imagine both Punk and Drew eliminated Drew or Roman. Oh. You mean Punk and Seth eliminating Drew or Roman? Well, someone is getting rid of Roman. Who that is, we'll have to find out. Penta is definitely a main event player. Remember that match against Sami Callihan? Ooh, which one? I'm assuming you mean the one in TNA and not the one in Lucha Underground, right? But they both had great matches. Penta is the highlight of Raw tonight. 100%. Best thing about it. Joe Davidian says Penta was his favorite part of the show. I agree. 100%. Yeah, people are predicting that Miz and the Final Testament will be moved to SmackDown alongside the Wyatt Six, and they'll finish their feud there. That's great. That's great. Hopefully that's true. All right, y'all. Look, I'm tired, so let me go ahead and just close it off here. The next time you see me will be on Wednesday. I will not, repeat, I will not be doing a... Uh-oh, wait a minute.
Penta versus the entire roster by himself and wins bucket Triple H.
Hey, that sounds good to me. I'm all about, putting some focus on people like Penta. Remember, Chamber is also a place where Cena could win. You're right. He doesn't really need to win the Rumble, but it'd be nice. Anyways, what was I saying? I was saying that thank you guys for watching me. The next time you see me will be on Wednesday for Maximum Carnage. So, Dynamite review Wednesday, and then Friday would be the SmackDown. I'll have to play it. We'll play Friday by ear. Apparently, I've been invited to a party. And so, if I can't give you a SmackDown review on Friday, I'll give you one on Saturday. So, look for that. We'll play that one by ear. But, regardless, I will be here on Wednesday for the AEW review. And so, I'll see you guys then. But other than that, thank you guys so much for being here. As you file out, do all the YouTube things. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and Venmo. I love you all. And I'll catch you guys next time right here in Alyx's World. A place that is, was, and forever will be a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I'm out. Peace.
When you're when you're